Hi, I'm Harout.
And I'm Kristine, and this is our Why for the Night Sky.
So, the reason why I got the night sky picture frame and wrote the caption, sometimes it feels like the stars align perfectly, everything falls into place seamlessly, you feel happy with your decisions, and sometimes you just find things, is because roughly 6 years ago, I was sitting next to my friend and he was on social media, and he had came across this girl's photo that I saw and I thought she was absolutely beautiful. But 6 years ago, me did not have the confidence or the courage to send her a follow request or message her. So a couple years later, though, one of my friends had posted a snap on her story with a picture of this girl, and I was like, wow, this girl is something else. But it had her Twitter username on it, so I decided to send her a follow request.
Wait, a little bit of backstory before. This was about 6 or 7 months after I got out of a terrible relationship. So I wasn't really looking to date. I wasn't talking to anybody, but my friends were encouraging me to get back onto the dating scene and meet some guys and, go out and, see what's out there. So when Harout followed me on Twitter, I didn't really think of it as anything until a couple hours later when he decided to DM me.
And then the conversation started from there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the reason why I got the picture frame. So a couple days passed, we're talking, and then about a week later I had asked her to go hang out, go grab some food.
Grab some lunch. I remember that day.
Lunch. It didn't feel like our first time encountering each other.
Yeah, it was totally comfortable. I felt like he was my best friend. That lunch date felt like we knew each other.
We really clicked. And it was great.
Yeah, and it was like I was having lunch with one of my best friends. And I remember sitting in the car afterwards, and he just completely starts freaking out. Like he forgot something. And I'm like, Harout, what's wrong? What happened? And he's like, I totally forgot. Turns around and grabs a rose from the back seat. And he's like, I felt like I've done this a million times and I forgot that I got this rose for you.
So I grabbed the rose and I handed it to her, which was supposed to be handed to her about an hour and a half before I hang out.
Yeah, it was so cheesy. Oh my god.
She loved it though.
Right? I did. I loved it so much.
Thank you.
And then, was it the same day? So afterwards, we spent like 6 hours together?
Yeah, it was literally a hangout.
We were hanging out, and then I go home, and was it that same day that you came?
Yeah, I did.
So that night he took me home, and I always walk my dog at night. I go around my block walking her, and he decided to drive back to my house.
Yeah, because it was like 1 a.m. and she's like, oh, nothing, just walking my dog right now. I'm like, you're walking her on the streets? Like, hold on. I put on my shoes real quick and I just jammed out of the house and I went and met up with her. So ever since that night, I haven't missed a single dog walk with her, and we've been walking her dog for a couple of years now. Two of us at night after we hang out, or if I come meet up with her before she sleeps or walks her dog.
He's always there.
He's always there.
He's always there. So like the first couple of nights, he would just come and walk with me, and it wasn't just a 10-minute or 20-minute walk. He would stay there for a good 2 hours, and we would walk around my entire block, and it was, I don't know, it just became our time to talk about us and
see what we have on mind and what we're thinking about. And he
would talk about himself and I would talk about myself, and we would just kind of share our stories at night, and I don't know, it felt so natural. There was nothing to be forced or I definitely did not
super comfortable.
Yeah, I was so comfortable and I did not feel awkward at all. I didn't even have to try. This guy became my best friend the minute I sat in his car.
Biffles.
No.
Okay, sorry.
We're Biffles, guys.
Anyways, so the third night I had already dropped her off and I came back home, and I had posted a picture. I told her to like it, and she wasn't following me at the time, so she sent me a follow request on Instagram. And I saw her page and I'm like, this page looks so familiar, and I don't know what went through my mind, and I decided to scroll all the way to the bottom, and she had about 600 photos. So it was quite a bit of scrolling, and then I saw this photo, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the photo I saw 6 years ago. So I call her back, and I say, I'm coming. She's like, what?
I started freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you just left? Why are you coming back?
She's like, I'm already upstairs. Like, I'm like, I don't care. I need to come see you. I didn't get enough of you. And I need to talk to you. So I got back to her house, and then, so we're walking her dog again. And
I kept asking him, like, why did you come
here? Why did you come? Why did you
tell me. He's like, it's a surprise, or it's a secret. I'll tell you later. Like, it's a secret. I found something out. It's a secret.
I'm like, let's enjoy this night. It's a really good night. Like,
and so we did. Like, we started talking and dancing and laughing, and
in the middle of the street. We're just kids walking through the streets, dancing, laughing.
Yeah, it was.
It was something else.
It was just the two. It was literally just the two of us. Like, I felt like we were in a movie. There was like no music playing, but I felt like we both were listening to the same song because we were dancing and looking up at the stars, and he was pointing out the constellations, and he only knows of the Big Dipper
and the Little Dipper,
and that's all he knows. And he started making up names for the stars, and it just killed me. It was amazing. I had an amazing time.
Just walking and just dancing, having fun.
Literally just dancing for like an hour.
And later, finally, we're walking, and I had built up the courage to tell her the reason why I came, and I told her, I'm like, hey, so this is gonna sound crazy, but I've seen you before.
And I'm like, what do you mean?
I'm like, I've seen you before. I'm like, I've seen your photos that you posted about 5-6 years ago, and I had always wanted to see you, and this one photo had always caught my mind, caught my eyes, stayed in my mind, and it was a photo of her at a restaurant, just sitting there, and the photo was her smiling, and I said, I need to see this. I need to see this girl in person. And I told her, I'm like, I have finally found you after this many years. Like
6 years.
I finally find her, and that night underneath the stars was when I decided to lean in and give her a kiss and ask her to be my girlfriend, even though she didn't believe me. She thought I was crazy. Like,
oh, you're insane.
She thought, yeah. I felt something inside that I've never felt in my life. I felt as if fireworks had blown up inside of me. I was
happy.
I was happy.
I was happy, and even though I met this guy like maybe 4 days, I felt fireworks. I've never felt, like, it's so cliche, but I felt it. Like, I felt like this guy is the one when he kissed me.
Yeah, and I definitely felt like I had found something, because sometimes you just find things, and I'm happy I got to find you.
That was when I fell in love with this little dork. Oh!
So yeah, I had came across the Night Sky website, and without even thinking, I knew this was going to be the perfect day to put on the poster. And I had given it to her.
And I loved it.
And yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it was definitely something that both of us, I love it too. I'm so happy that I came across the Night Sky's website.
It's probably the best gift anyone has ever given me. I love it. It means so much to me. Because every single time I look at it, I remember that night. And I remember how this dork came into my life and just swept me off my feet. And I'm still in awe how one man can just flip my whole world upside down. Because that night you made me feel like I was the only person in the world. And I love it, because even though it's super cheesy, when I'm with you, you make me... I feel like I'm shining brighter than a star, and you make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world.
I love you.
And I love you. So yeah, thank you for helping us make our memories come to life. And now we have something to remind us
of that night
and how much we love each other. You know, it reminds us that our love is infinite.
Just like the sky.
Just like the sky. So thank you guys for watching.